Headlines most affecting Abbotsford this week. Charges have been laid in the 2023 homicide of an Abbotsford man. The new norm, 3D printers and handguns. Pardon me, that's my grenade. And basketball playoff season is in full swing. We'll have that coming up in sports. All right, Abbotsford, let's get started. But before we do, let me just tell you that it's great to be back. We spent the last couple of months preparing for our relaunch while moving into this brand new studio, and we're very excited about what abbyTV has in store for you this week, or this year, rather. And now here we go with our top stories. A Delta man has been charged with conspiracy to commit murder in relation to a 2023 Burnaby homicide. The victim was from Abbotsford. On September 16th of 23, the Burnaby RCMP responded to a report of shots fired on North Road. First responding officers arrived on the scene. They found a deceased man, later identified as 29-year-old Ganadeep Sandhu of Abbotsford, and this was in an underground parkade. Shortly afterwards, a vehicle fire was reported in the area of Greenwood and Bainbridge Avenue in Burnaby. 32-year-old Michael Johal of Delta is now the suspect to conspire to murder Sandhu. 3D printers are amazing devices, and on February 15th, Mission RCMP pulled over a car. It was a routine stop, and they found a 3D printed gun in a bag of potato chips. The investigation into the possession of the firearm is ongoing. Mission RCMP want to assess what charges to recommend against the driver and other occupants of that vehicle. You never know what you can find when you're thrifting, and back on Monday that proved to be true. Abbotsford police officers responded to the Value Village on South Fraser Way following a 911 call, reporting that, it appeared to be an explosive device that had been located by store staff. This was, among other items, in the donation bin. Well, it seems that the man who made the donation forgot about an inert World War II grenade that he was using as a paperweight. After the bomb disposal unit gave the all clear, the man did get his grenade back. October 19th is the BC provincial election, and the BC Conservatives have announced that Rianne Gasper is the candidate for Abbotsford Mission. Now, currently, the NDP's Pam Alexis is the sitting MLA, and she has that riding. Other candidates are going to be making their announcements in the coming weeks. The 2024 Coldest Night of the Year walk to raise awareness for the homeless was sponsored by Cyrus Center in Abbotsford. 122 walkers raised more than $17,000. The total goal when all the donations are in could be around $30,000. Now in Mission, 109 walkers walked there for Mission Hope Central and Mission Youth House. They raised $20,000. 2024 BC budget brought down. It's the last one before the October 19th provincial election. The budget including capital investments to fund schools, post-secondary facilities, housing, healthcare facilities, road, and other infrastructure projects. This is over the next 3 years. Increases in the family benefit, the renter's rebate, and the electricity credit will be in your bank account in the next few weeks. Does your lawn look like this? The European chafer beetle, or the scarab beetle, is an invasive lawn pest. It has spread through not only Mission, but the entire Fraser Valley over the past few years, and they feed on the grass roots. However, most of the damage actually occurs from raccoons and skunks. They dig up the turf to feed on the grubs. And once again, it's a problem. So do check in with municipal social media if you've got this, or with your favorite green thumb or nursery. Coming up, our look at sports. Abbey Sports, round one of the Pacific Junior Hockey League playoffs, started over the past week, while Mission City swept Ridge Meadows in 4 straight. As of our taping, Langley and Chilliwack, they're going to at least a 6th game in that best-of-7 series. After a tough defeat to the Saskatchewan Huskies in the Saturday semifinal, the host UFV Cascades women's basketball team bounced back to claim the bronze medal in the 2024 Canada West Tournament with a 62-41 win over the UVic Vikes. Now the Cascades get set to head off to the 2024 U Sports Championship presented by the Westin Edmonton. So the Alberta Pandas will be hosting the event March 7th to 10th in Edmonton. Both high schools, Yale Lions and MEI Eagles senior boys basketball team, are going to raise another banner each. the Lions and the Eagles respectively winning their 4A and 3A Eastern Valley Athletic Association banners with wins this past Sunday at the Langley Event Center. BC Sportsman Show is coming up this weekend, March the 1st, the 3rd to the 3rd at Tradex. It's the showcase for boating, fishing, off-road, and hunting. Check with their social media for all the details. This past Wednesday, the Abbotsford Canucks celebrating and honoring Indigenous culture and heritage with their annual First Nations Night. Now, meanwhile, the Baby Canucks are following the career of AHL All-Star Arshdeep Bains. He was called up to the big club and made an instant impression on the team, as well as Canucks coach Rick Tocchet, who basically hinted he may be sticking around for the playoffs. Coming up, Carrie with the weather. abbyTV weekend weather. So, Carrie, it's the last weekend for Standard Time. Do we have to bundle up?
Thanks, Don. We're going to talk a little bit about the time change next week. Welcome back, everyone. We are out in the elements. Abbotsford, your weather has been, okay this winter, other than that freakish snowstorm in January, which we all survived. Your weather coming up next week, it's going to be a little bit of sun, could be some snow, will be some rain, because it's going to be March. Today is actually February 29th, which means it's a leap year. Leap years are always divisible by 4, unless they're divisible by 100, which means it's not a leap year. Although, if you go back to it being divisible by 400, then we're back to having it being a leap year. I hope you can all keep that straight. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Carrie, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. I'm Don Lehn.